Hello, hello, welcome to the house of S.Lázaro. And today we already have a video about this in Portuguese, but today we are going to do a live and next a video to the YouTube about this theme in English. Okay, so the theme of today, yes, is altars on the bedroom. Okay, let's talk about altars on our personal bedroom, right? So here in the house of S.Lázaro, we don't advise to have altars on your bedroom. Let me just reframe this a little bit. Okay. We don't advise you to have altars on your bedroom. It is not a proper place to have an altar. It is not proper to mix those kind of energies, and we are going to explain you why. Okay? In your bedroom is your personal space, your private space, right? In your bedroom, where you sleep, where you have sex, where you dress, where you undress, it is not a proper space to have contact with your spiritual court, with your spirits. It is not a proper way. It is not a proper place, because you need to have your own private space in order for you to do whatever you want in your privacy, right? Spirits don't need to hear you moan when you're doing sex. Spirits don't need to see you having sex, right? Spirits don't need to invade your privacy in order to be connected with you. Okay? Spirits don't need that. So your bedroom is a private space, just for you, just to do certain kind of activities, so to speak, right? You can have sex whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever. But if you are a spiritual worker and you have a certain discipline, you will not have sex in front of an altar, ever. Okay? You will not deal with your own sexual activity in front of your altar. You can talk, you can be advised in consultation, okay, that's okay. But you don't have sex in front of an altar, ever. Right? Sexual activity is not to be had in front of an altar, ever. I know that you're going to ask me, what about sexual magic, right? I don't talk about sexual magic. I'm going to be very honest. I don't talk about that. That's another level, another thing. Let's not go there. Okay, please. Let's keep that to another day, another live. But you don't have sex ever in front of your altar, ever. You don't talk about sex. You don't see pornography on front of your altar. You don't masturbate in front of your altar, ever, ever. So everything that has to do with sexuality, private sexuality, unless it is an issue and you need advisement and you need a consultation, you don't do it in front of an altar. Ever. Your privacy is exactly that. Private. Okay? Your privacy is private. Okay? Your spirits don't need to see you naked. You don't work naked in front of your altar, do you? I expect that. Well, a lot of people do. Okay, that's your fucking problem. Okay? But if you work properly, you don't work naked in front of an altar. I know, sexual magic, blah, 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 front of the moon, titties out. Okay. Whatever. Okay? But when you do properly spiritual work, you don't go naked in front of your altar. You don't practice sex of any way in front of your altar. You don't moan in front of your altar. You don't masturbate in front of your altar. I know sexual... That's your responsibility, okay? Because sexual energy is one thing. Spiritual work is another. You can use sexual energy. Probably for some people they can, or they think they can. Okay, but that kind of energy, one day you will have an answer for that. Believe me, one day you will have an answer for that. If you masturbate in front of your altar, if you do sex, if you go naked in front of your altar, that's all I can say. I don't know one person. If I know it, please tell me in private. You don't need to tell it publicly. But if one of you, the persons that I know, do it and it works, please teach me. But from what I know, I don't know one single person that does sex magic or that involves sex with magic and that it works. I don't know one. Because sex will attract a certain kind of level of energy, and it will not be a positive thing. It will attract demons, low-level entities. It is not positive. From my experience, this is why I'm talking like this. From my experience here in the house of S.Lázaro, sex and magic don't combine. Okay? Don't combine. You would have to be in a very high level. So I'm talking to the mainstream. Okay? For the muggle, for the everyday people, okay? So sex and magic don't combine. Don't use it because you will regret it. You will start attracting certain kind of spirits in a certain level that will induce you to do certain kind of things. And when you realize it, you're going to be too deep. Okay? So don't do it. Don't have an altar in front of your bed. Please, don't do it. Don't do it, or you will enter a cycle that will be very, very hard to get out. Very hard. Because sex can be an addiction. Okay? Sex can be an addiction. So, if you have an altar, please put it on a private place. Okay? Not in your bedroom. Your saints, your spirits don't need to see you naked, don't need to hear you moan, don't need to smell anything, don't need to see you having sex. Okay? It is not proper. And you probably will start, as we are saying, you will probably start to attract certain kind of spirits that will start to induce you to do certain things. Okay? And sex will become a problem to you. If it doesn't turn into an addiction, it will start turning into a problem, because you will start having these thoughts, these ideas that you never had, and you will start having all these behaviors that probably are not yours, but that will be induced by these kind of spirits that feed on sexual energy. Okay? Sexual energy, like and blood and certain kind of energies, are very high level energies. So it is like jet fuel. Okay? The spirits get high. That's what it happens. The spirits get high. So once they start getting high, they will always want more and more and more, and they will always induce you to have this kind of behaviors in order for their satisfaction, not yours. Spirits will use you. Spirits will manipulate you. Okay? Just this week, I was hearing a spiritual worker. I really like his work. He's from Brazil, but it's kind of crazy because he was saying that he has what was the name, the line of the spirit, a malandro. Malandro, in Umbanda it's called malandro. Malandro, it's how can I translate this to you? There is a similar line in Maria Leonza. It's called where you have the I'm forgetting the name, where you have the it's on my tongue. I'm trying to say it out loud. Not malandro. Let me see if I remember it. It is a line very, very close to Eshu. And it is a line of spirits that is very close to Eshu. It is not Eshu. It can work in the line of Eshu, but it's not Eshu. So this spiritual worker was saying that sometimes he has a very potent sexual behavior and action, because sometimes he lets the spirit use his body on his own wife. And I was like, wow. You let yourself get mounted by a spirit to fuck your wife. Wow. Okay. You see, this is the kind of this is the kind of behavior that can become an addiction. Performance, that's the word that I was seeking to. He had a very strong performance sexually. Sure, I would like to be a Superman too. No? I don't, well, I'm not complaining about myself, but he was saying, well, when the Spirit mounts me and I'm with my wife, wow, okay, I can believe that. I really can believe that, because it happens. It can happen. A spirit can mount you if you allow it. A spirit can mount you at any time. Okay? If you don't have discipline, a spirit can mount you at any time. So, sex is not different, right? A spirit can mount you when you're walking, when you're cooking, when you're eating, when you're washing, when you're having sex. A spirit can mount you at any time if you don't have discipline. I've seen it. Okay? I've had clients that were mounted everywhere. Everywhere. They're walking on the street, the spirit goes, pow! I'm gonna mount you. And the person was like, whoa! Bam! Okay? So, if you don't have the discipline, a spirit will mount you and use you like a horse, use you like a car, will drive you, will, will manipulate you. So this is why we know that there is sexual magic, okay? We understand that, but you don't need to use it that in that way. You don't need to let spirits mount you to have sex through you, right? And that's a very, very real risk that you are taking when you have an altar next to your bedroom, next to your bed, in front of your bed. That's an invitation for the spirits to watch you having sex. Are you okay with that? Fine by me. But our recommendation would be to not having sex. Let me reframe this. Don't know why, but it looks like okay. It looked like it was going down. We in the house of S.Lázaro would not recommend you to have an altar in front of your bed. We will not recommend to have sexual activity in front of a spiritual altar, ever. Because that will be an invitation to the spirits, for your spirits, and to a lot of low-level spirits. If you don't have a really strict control on your environment, on your house, that altar can become your disgrace. That altar can become an open door from the low-level spirits to enter your life, to enter your intimacy, So here in the house of S.Lázaro, we don't ever recommend you to have a spiritual altar in front of your bedroom, in front of your bed, inside of your bed. A bedroom, it is a personal, private space. It is not for spiritual activity ever. Ever. Okay, you're on your bed and you want to do a meditation and thank God for the day that you have. Okay. that doesn't involve a spirit. A spirit doesn't have to be present. It is all on your mind. Right? You should do it before you go to bed, but if you want to do it on your bed, okay. Not a big risk. It is a risk, but not a big one. But having sex in front of an altar, that's a really, really, really VIP invitation with the neon on top to an incubus or a succubus to have sex with you, or to have sex with your partner, or to mount your partner to have sex with you. You like to have sex with spirits? I don't go there, okay? I don't go there. But if you want to live a disciplined life, if you want to have a disciplined behavior, probably not a good idea, okay? Don't provoke what you don't need on your life. Don't open the door if afterwards you don't know how to close it, okay? Don't open the door. Don't have sex. Don't provoke your altar. Don't disturb your altar, your spiritual energy. Walking around naked, walking around on a provocative way, and attracting certain kind of energies. Okay? This is all we had to say today. I hope that you are doing fine. I hope that you enjoy these videos. Leave your like, leave your share, whatever. Do whatever you want. If you don't like, hit the don't like button too. That's okay. This live will be saved here on Facebook, and I'm going to put it also on YouTube. Okay? If you have any question, anything you want to know at all, please ask, because we don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time to be writing social media, you know, because a real spiritual worker doesn't have time to write social media, because it is not compatible. If I'm doing spiritual work, I cannot be at the same time writing social media, right? It is impossible, because I'm a very I'm a very simple person. I can only do one thing at the time, you know, only one. So if I'm doing a live, I cannot be attending a client. I cannot be doing a work. It is not compatible, you know. Two things, it's not going to work. Or it's not going to be proper, right? So if you have any doubt, any question, you can ask it. You can talk to us. We only have Facebook and YouTube. Only. And it is more than enough. Okay? Because our work is real. Our work is not social media work. We don't work through social media. We don't need social media. We work with social media. We use it to be sometimes faster and simple, but we don't need social media in order to do our work. We have real clients, real persons with real problems that want to do real works. We don't need social media. Okay? So I hope that you enjoyed. I wish you well, and Ashe.